Welcome back to Morning in America. Across the nation, home prices surged. During the pandemic, people were staying at home. They wanted to make sure that they had that sanctuary in a crazy, crazy world. A low inventory met with big demand. According to the National Home Price Index, the cost of a home rose nearly 19% in 2021. In Tampa Bay, Florida, home prices have risen faster than anywhere in the country. Take a look. From March 2021 to 2022, Tampa led the nation with a 34.8% rise in prices, followed by Phoenix with a 32.4% increase and Miami at 32%. Let's bring in one of Tampa's top realtors, Kendall Bonner. Thanks for being with us, Kendall. You know, for years, Phoenix housing market led the national index. So why are we seeing this big boom in Tampa?
Thank you, and good morning, Adrienne. It's a pleasure to be here. Well, I would say there's quite a few reasons why people are choosing Tampa, Florida, and Florida in general to move to and relocate to. You know, one of those things happens to be affordability and cost of living. It's still relatively less expensive here in Tampa Bay than it is in many other parts of the country. You know, we also have no state income tax, which is also very appealing for many, many people. Not to mention the political atmosphere. People have chosen the leadership decisions of our governor. You also have great weather, great lifestyle choices here, you know, not to mention retirement. And then, of course, post-pandemic, we have had a lot of remote workers, you know, in our work environment, right? And so people are choosing to live where they can enjoy their lifestyle as opposed to where they have to work. And then last but not least, we have dirt. So we have new construction and it's booming right now.
Yeah, and you also have the ocean. Because the fact is, as much as we love Phoenix, it is hot and there's no ocean. You know, obviously a lot of people are talking about these interest rate hikes and the 3/4 of a percentage point that we just saw from last week, the most aggressive we've seen in nearly 3 decades. How is it affecting the housing market right now, not just in Tampa, but across the country?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, the federal rate hikes are a result of inflation, and we have to get that under control. And so, you know, the reason is to help avoid a recession. But even if we did have a recession, that doesn't mean there's going to be a market crash. The last 4 out of 6 recessions resulted in, you know, real estate values increasing anywhere ranging from 3.5% to 6.5%. So, you know, I don't think people need to be afraid of the rate hikes, and it's all about perspective. You know, we still have the second lowest interest rates that we've had in 6 decades. And so, you know, to put that in perspective, back in the 80s, we had interest rates over 12%, and people were still buying homes because it's one of our fundamental needs is to, you know, have housing. Yeah. So I think that's still really important.
Well, a lot of economists are saying it's not the time to make a big purchase like a home right now. So what do you say to those folks who are in the interest, you know, they're like you're saying, you know, they want the American dream. They want to have their own house.
Yeah, well, I would tell people that it's still important to have housing. And as long as renting and buying are equally in terms of expense, they're equal in terms of expense, home ownership will always win that battle. It's also important to remember that, you know, with inventory being the way that it is, values are still going to increase. In fact, 6 leading analysts still project that we're going to continue to see a national increase in home prices over the next year. We also anticipate that home ownership is going to still continue to be the fastest path towards generational wealth and homeowner wealth as well.
What about people who are considering selling their home? Should they wait right now? Because it is cooling off in a lot of markets across the country, including right here in Chicago.
Actually, I think that selling now is still important because inventory is so low. So there's a lot less competition. And so, you know, even though rates are going up and probably may continue to go up even after the mid-year elections this fall, but it's still going to net higher returns on investment for homeowners because there's such low inventory for consumers today.
Kendall Bonner, thank you for joining us from Tampa Bay. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.